Well, just to give a basis, because Harley obviously hasn't watched this, and maybe people in the chat haven't watched it at all. For this episode that we're talking about Nosedive, it's an episode where you every single person in the world has their own rating, and I think it's out of 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 5 stars.
So
It's
it's
basically
like
like Uber.
yeah, it's like Uber but for people. So every
Yeah.
single person has their own rating, and that's judged by other people rating you, right?
Okay,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
like obviously everyday life affects your rating. So like what you do throughout the day will affect how your rating is compared like towards other people. Like other people control your rating basically, and your
Yeah.
actions will determine what other people think of you obviously. And so the better actions that have seemed better to other people obviously rated highly.
Yeah.
And it's where this person starts on a 4.2 and she wants to get like a 4.5 rating, because the higher the rating, the bigger discounts and stuff you get from the government, because you're obviously more likable. So their government will offer you like discounts, more money, etc.
Okay.
And so this woman wants to get a higher one, but actually since she's trying so hard to achieve that higher rating, she actually goes down to 0 because it just leads from one bad thing to another to another.
Oh shit. Okay.
And I believe once you get 0, you're deemed a criminal, so you actually get put into prison.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, it's a really weird idea, but if Finn said China have it, then that's mad.
Well, I think it's more complex than that, and it's also it's very different, I think. But basically, from what I can gather from just a quick skim and from what I've heard before, it's like you have a sort of almost like a unique ID as a Chinese citizen, right? And
Yeah,
that ID holds series of records of like interactions and you know like all sorts of financial and social information,
yeah,
and it's sort of like a record of you as a citizen, and you can so the criteria that goes into the social credit ranking depends on like where you are. So then like each local place will have its own sort of catalog of criteria, and there's like you can be put on like blacklists where you can so if you refuse to pay a fine, then you might be put on a blacklist where all of a sudden, like if you want to go do something, someone could look up your record and say, oh, you're blacklisted, and then not offer you that
then yeah,
service
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
or that benefit, whatever. So I think it is quite okay. So this is here we go. So one city, Rongsheng, gives all the residents 1,000 points to start, and authorities make deductions for bad behavior like traffic violations and add good points for behavior such as donating to charity.
what?
So yeah,
What? This
I don't
can't
know.
be real. That's
It,
scary.
it is. I mean, mate, it's China. It's China. It's crazy, isn't it? Like everything over there is.
A little bit fact.
But yeah, like, and the thing that is apparently the scariest thing is that like you know if you're if you're blacklisted, you might be deemed as like not qualified to buy like a plane ticket or like traveling on some train lines or buying a
What?
house, and there's no sort of system to process a opposition to this idea. So even
That
if
is
you say, this is unfair, why can't I need to move, or I need to go to work, or I need to travel for work, there's no system to go through to basically fight for your case. Like you sit with it, you're blacklisted, that's it.
This sounds like a dream, bro. That sounds like a whole nother
I know.
world. I
I
want
mean,
to
that's
visit
the
this
point.
place.
Hey, imagine
I don't.
imagine your real life like social like management system and social sort of economic system being compared rightly to like being compared to being really similar to just a sci-fi show, like a sci-fi like
That's
sort of
crazy.
nightmare future show,
Yeah, yeah.
like, that's mad. The fact that that matches up is
It's a
in of
bit.
itself terrifying.
Was this episode before or after the China introduced this?
It said that it is, it had been in development and been proposed like a decade and a bit ago, but it was fully it had fully been rolled out in certain parts of China in like 2014.
So it was already in effect,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The episode aired in 2016.
Yeah. Jesus, bro.
But yeah, basically China is a bit of a dodgy one.